This is a guide on how to make really good mashed potatoes. Or just one mashed potato. I only had one left. And also the way I see it, you have to master making one really good mashed potato before you can move on to making really good mashed potatoes, plural. For ingredients, you'll need one potato. I used a russet potato. Butter, milk, salt, pepper, and any additional spices you want to use. For this, I just made it plain, and the only spice in quotes, I used was pepper. You'll also need a pot, a slotted spoon, a potato masher, a vegetable peeler, a sharp knife, and a cutting board. The first thing you'll want to do is, if your potato has any eyes on it, you'll want to take the eyes off. The eyes are these little sprout things. And just because a potato has eyes or sprouts coming off of it, that doesn't mean it's bad. You can usually tell if a potato is bad if it's like spongy or squishy or wrinkly, or if it has like mold on it or something. This one isn't, it just has the eyes, so we can just pop them off, and yeah. The next step would be to rinse off any dirt or residue on the potato, and then get ready for peeling. After you've rinsed off the potato, then you can begin peeling it. I completely forgot to film myself peeling it, so here's the potato peeled. Here's me trying to fake peel it. When you are peeling a potato or any fruit or vegetable, I definitely recommend peeling away from yourself. When I peel potatoes, I usually start kind of towards the middle of the potato, and then I peel all of one side of it, and then I flip it around and then do the other side, if that makes sense. Also, you can choose to leave the peel on your potato if you like your mashed potatoes with like the peels inside of it. For the next step, I recommend chopping the potato into roughly eighths. I weirdly cut it into twelfths. I like cut the potato in half, and then I cut those into quarters, and then I cut it into like thirds. I don't know why. I just recommend cutting them into roughly equal sized pieces for the sole purpose of it helps them boil faster. Also, please be careful because knives are sharp. Don't get hurt. Next, fill the pot up with water and add in your potatoes. And then turn on your stove and wait for them to boil. Oh, no, never mind. And wait some more. And they're still not quite boiling. Okay, now they're boiling. They're boiling. There isn't really any urgency. You just have to wait for them to boil more. What you can do though is you can take out some of the chunks and then using a butter knife try to cut through them. When you do this, there really shouldn't be any resistance. It should be like a hot knife through butter. So if there's resistance, you got to put those potatoes back in and let them boil more. Next, try to drain out pretty much all the water. I actually don't have a strainer, so I just have to very carefully dump the water into the sink. And then you can add in a little bit of butter, milk, and salt. I recommend adding in a little bit of each one at a time until you get the flavor right. And then you can start mashing the heck out of them. Also during this step, I recommend leaving the burner of the stove on a very, very low temperature. It'll help melt the butter faster and help while you're mashing it and mixing it up. It'll help incorporate the milk and stuff faster as well. You probably do a little bit of taste testing while you're making this too. I think this is the most important step because this is where you get the potatoes to the right flavor. If you don't add these ingredients, it's just plain potatoes that are hot and mashed up. Adding in butter a little bit at a time and salt. This is where you really want to use your taste buds. You have your taste buds, use them. Taste them. If it doesn't taste salty enough, add more salt. If it's a little too salty, maybe you need to add a little more milk. If they're really like thick and chunky, maybe mash them up more or add more milk or butter. This is where you really learn to cook, I guess. Down in the trenches, so to speak. And this is also where you can add any extra stuff to it. Like I said earlier, adding in extra seasonings like an Old Bay seasoning or certain garlic or whatnot. You can also, if you're feeling a little wild, you can add in some additional dairy product. In the past, I've added in a little bit of like cream cheese or a little bit of sour cream. Sometimes that can change the flavor or the texture a little bit. And yeah, mashed potatoes are great. I don't know what else I can say about them. They're a pretty blank canvas. You can add whatever you want to them. They're great with a lot of dishes. Highly recommend mashed potatoes. Yeah, this is for anyone who's never made them or is curious how I make them. Thanks for watching and enjoy. Mashed potatoes are awesome.